Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. Welcome to my first YouTube video. Welcome to my first YouTube video. Hi, Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I was thinking about how to introduce this channel, but I was kind of struggling to figure out where I fit. It's like I want to make videos about art, but also my experiences through navigating what it means to be an artist and my journey through things like time management and self-discipline, healing perfectionism. But then I was like, I feel like I haven't even made enough art to be credible to even share my thoughts. So I thought, why don't we talk about that then? I want to start with a little bit about me and my background and kind of how I realized that I was an artist or creative person. I haven't always called myself an artist. Like I never really grew up having like an artist identity. But I feel like a lot of people say they've been drawing since a kid, like, oh, I always had a pencil in hand. I was the artist kid. And then the stress of the world stopped me from making art and I'm coming back to it and learning how to love my art, which is a very common and valid experience, but it wasn't mine. And honestly, I kind of feel like it made me feel like I couldn't be an artist if I wasn't always one. Like I only had a few drawings here and there when I was a kid. I was like drawing Hatsune Miku and like Enderman. Like I never really considered myself a creative person. I always thought that being creative meant that you had to invent something completely new, completely unheard of. Same thing with making art from imagination. I always thought that you had to make completely unheard of concepts, new worlds no one has ever seen before, no using references or inspiration, which is not true, by the way. I learned that even professional artists use references and other art as inspiration for their own, which is crazy, right? Who would have thought? I found my first hints of being creative through calligraphy. I have a freelance calligraphy business under the name Lunar Ink, which is the same as this channel. And it's like hard to even say that because I feel like I haven't really done a lot. I've known how to do calligraphy since middle school. I was self-taught. And then in my senior year of high school, I saw somebody on Instagram in my small town doing calligraphy for a wedding. And I saw it and I felt like, oh wow, like maybe I could do that too, which is never something that I thought I would say about like a creative or art related field. So I decided to pursue calligraphy as a business. But then the more I learned about art, the more I kind of recognized my own artist lens when I was like reflecting on my past and just like my personality. Like growing up, I had a lot of creative visions, I guess, which I didn't realize that some people don't. Just like different kinds of like energy, vibes, like different philosophies. They allow you to imagine life and things in a certain way that's different from like a normal everyday lens. Like I feel like there's more beauty and like emotion to it. I also kind of always had this idea that I should be creating through everything in life. Like you create just by expressing yourself. And there's a video I recently watched called Those Who Curate and Those Who Consume by a creator named Val, which I'm gonna link in the description if you wanna think a little bit more about that topic. But basically like expressing myself through everything like fashion, interior design, life design, stationery, decorating everything I have, Pinterest, cars. It's kind of weird. So like my boyfriend and I would always go to car shows together and I like being there as much as he does, but I kind of realized it was for a different reason. Like I don't really see them as like cool machines like everybody else does. I don't really care about the engine. But I was like, why do I like cars if I don't really care about that stuff? Then I realized that I see them as art. Like I can see who the person is through their car and the way they design it and like express themselves. So through thinking about those things, I just kind of realized that I am an artist, even though I never had the urge to draw like I thought I had to be an artist. It's like, what do you see most people on YouTube and Instagram doing? They're like drawing people, they're drawing unique characters, they're drawing animals, like, I don't know. And it's like kind of hard to break out of like what you think art is supposed to be because it's not supposed to be anything. And I think personally that you should try to recognize your own misconceptions about what you think art is supposed to be and realize that you can literally make anything that resonates with you, anything. And You don't need to have the urge to make art to be an artist, like everybody might lead you to believe. Like, it's a habit that you can choose to build. It doesn't need to come naturally. So my struggle introducing myself as an artist and having nothing to show for it. Going back to my calligraphy business, I kind of struggled with getting my calligraphy business started, and it was over the course of like 3 years. It's like I told my family about it, but I didn't have the progress that I wanted. You know, they would ask me like, "Oh, how's your little business going?" And I'd be like, "Oh, you know, I'm still working on it. I'm working on my website right now." But I kind of just felt embarrassed for like not making the progress that I wanted to. It's like you would think in 3 years you'd have a little bit more than like a business website and a business card and like a couple gigs. And then I decided to transition out of calligraphy to drawing. But then I haven't even drawn anything worthy of showing. Like, I play around in my sketchbook, but most of my drawings are like over the course of like months and years. Like, I don't have any finished pieces. And I'm sure we've all learned by now, like, it doesn't need to be aesthetic. Like, the sketchbooks that you see on YouTube aren't real sketchbooks and stuff like that. Like, it's okay to experiment. But I just feel like the volume of making art isn't there. So then I've been telling people that I've been taking drawing classes, like other calligraphers or my friends and family, to try and explain why I haven't been working on my calligraphy. And it feels awkward to admit that, like, I don't want to do calligraphy anymore, because it feels like I never liked it enough in the first place. But then it's like I don't have something right now to be able to prove that I'm working on something. But then again, it's like, stop caring about what other people think and just like focus on your goals yourself. But it's like hard to put yourself out there and tell people that you're working towards a dream you have. It just feels like a lot of pressure. So I never really drew anything for fun that I liked. Like, the quantity was super low. Up until now, drawing was usually something that I did once in a blue moon when I like was feeling inspired or creative. It's like I never knew what to draw. I always felt like I had to learn how to draw first. Now I'm at that point where it's like I want to make artist friends, but then I have imposter syndrome. It's like, how do I introduce myself as an artist when I have nothing to show for it? I would overthink too, like, oh, if I go see this person, they're gonna ask, you know, like, oh, what kind of art do you like to make? What kind of mediums do you use? I don't fucking know. And sometimes I also wonder, like, do I even enjoy making art? I definitely want to get more into that in like another video. I feel like a lot of artists seem to just like love making art for fun, like drawing or painting. It's like therapeutic for them. And I never really had the urge or enjoyment drawing, so I felt like I couldn't be an artist. At least it wasn't like in the same way that I enjoy like playing video games, for example. That being said, like, art can still be meaningful if it's not enjoyable. Like, you can still have purpose without pleasure. There is also like a possible relationship between not enjoying art because you have that barrier of frustration and like not really knowing how to do something, and then maybe once you've learned more you kind of have that satisfaction of learning, it could be more enjoyable too. But I feel like I finally learned how to accept my identity and a lifelong passion despite having no art, at least for now. Like, this is just something I'm going to be working towards. I feel like art is a part of who I am, and it's just going to be a lifelong journey. It's just hard to unlearn perfectionism and the beliefs that keep you stuck, and that's probably part of the reason that I don't really enjoy making art sometimes too. But every time I fall, I feel like I learn something new that helps me keep going. Like, I would just say, oh, maybe someday I'll learn it, but like not now because I don't want it enough. But I feel like now it's something that I'm gonna keep working towards, even if it's like very slow and steady. Like, sometimes I drop off, sometimes I take breaks, whether or not that's by choice. But it's something that I know I'm gonna come back to someday in the future. So I've been working on making more volume of art and just finding ways to make it enjoyable. I recently discovered that I could just paint Pokemon with gouache, which sounds so dumb, but it's like, that's how it is. Like, you don't really realize how your own assumptions get in your own way. I've also been learning the drawing fundamentals through New Masters Academy, which I'm gonna link down below. I definitely want to do more videos of this. I'm also gonna link to another channel by a New Masters Academy student. Her name is Julie. She's made a lot of videos also kind of on like mindset, but also the coursework. So if you're curious about New Masters Academy, definitely go check out the website, check out Julie's videos so you can learn a little bit more. But I feel like the community has been super helpful in just like knocking down the mental barriers and like realizing how I do get in my own way. So if you struggle with creating art, even though you know it's what you want to do, maybe you'll be interested in some of my upcoming videos. I feel like I just want to start a discussion around these topics because I feel like they get missed a lot. but also it's like really important to me. That's what I've been struggling with for the past like 5 years. Some of the other things that I eventually want to talk about besides the stuff I mentioned today are creative energy, burnout, habits, time management, self-discipline, and goal setting, all in a way that's like related to creativity and then being an artist. So take some time to reflect. Tell me your story about how you realized that you were an artist. Tell me the way that you see the world, and hopefully I'll see you next time. How the fuck do you talk to the camera?